Hello and welcome to the first ever Let's Play here on the Neon Nightcast channel. This is Dr.Soybean, and I'm going to be playing Star Wars for the original Nintendo. And if you've been a fan of the Neon Nightcast podcast, you know we talk about Star Wars constantly. It always seems to come up in conversation. And that's part of the reason why I chose to do this game for my first ever Let's Play. And also because I've been playing this game ever since I was a little kid and figured it would be a good one to start with. And there we go right away with the Let's Play curse with an instant death. So let me get my head in the game and let's do this. So the first thing we're doing here is getting a better blaster for Luke. If you see, the fire rate on the blaster you start with is completely crap. Fortunately, right away you can upgrade to a better blaster. I almost don't even know why they put this in the game. Since it's pretty easy to get, they might as well just start you off with it. Now there's a few different things you can go to on Tatooine here, and you don't necessarily have to do them in any particular order, but I like to get Artoo first, who's being held in the sand crawler. And as you can see, the blaster now is a lot quicker. So I'm going to be doing this game 100% complete. It's not a speed run. There are, of course, as you already saw, going to be deaths. But I'm not going to skip anything. I'm going to get every character and fulfill every task, basically. One thing you do have to be careful about with this game is you take damage if you fall from too great a distance, so that's something you always want to keep in mind. And even though you do have a life bar, the game is pretty unforgiving when it comes to enemies, especially touch damage. Stormtroopers, for example, do more damage through contact than through actually shooting you, which doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. So here's where Artoo's being held. And Sir Artoo says that he is the property of a General Kenobi. So let's go ahead and take Artoo to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Driving around the land speeder like I'm shit-faced drunk, which is because the control of this is not that great. It's kind of a awkward control scheme. So now we're in the cave. We're going to get Ben. We're going to add him to our team and also get the lightsaber from him. If you notice, when I'll just hit select here for a second, you can see all the characters you have with you. 3PO doesn't do anything except give hints. R2 doesn't do much right now, but he's actually useful later on in the some of the space shooter stages. If you have R2, he regenerates your shields. You don't actually have to get R2. You can skip getting him. You can skip getting Kenobi, but getting everybody does make the game easier. So here we go now. Gonna go to this little hidden area. Just want to trigger this guy to come over. There we go. And get ourselves a couple of extra lives. This game is relatively shit. Relatively generous when it comes to lives. I've got 4 right now, but 10 continues. And every time you use a continue, you start back with 3 lives, so... Just gonna trigger this B or whatever the fuck this thing is, so I don't have to deal with it when I'm up on the platforms. The control on this game is pretty good. It's a little bit slippery, so you do want to make sure that you plan your jumps carefully. And then we've got Kenobi. He's giving you the lightsaber, and R2's going to play the message for him, just like in the first film. So growing up, I was a pretty big fan of Star Wars. I even subscribed to the Star Wars Insider magazine, which I don't even know if it exists anymore, but I kind of got out of it once the prequels came out. I know it's so overdone to shit on the prequels, but they kind of killed some of the magic for me. So we could right now go to Mos Eisley and get the Millennium Falcon and get out of here, but what makes it a lot easier is to pick up some shields for the Millennium Falcon first. There's 8 in total that we're going to get. Not all of them are in caves, some of them are in the Mos Eisley hangar itself, but we're going to start with this cave because there's actually 2 shields in here. And if I'm not careful, I might make my second death here. Okay, so far so good. Other than that fuck up right at the very beginning, I'm actually doing pretty well. Alright. I want to trigger him to come over, so I don't have to deal with him while I'm jumping on these platforms. And kill him really, really fast. Otherwise he will fuck you. So the music in this game is really good. Really like this caves theme. Just gonna get him out of the way so I don't have to deal with him later. One cool thing about this game is that enemies don't respawn, so once you take care of somebody, they're gone for good. Unless you die, of course. Alright. And you. And one more of this, whatever the fuck these are. The other ones are obviously sand people. I don't know what the fuck those green things are supposed to be. Alright, so let's get some more shields. Oh, I suck at this land speeder. Alright, there's one in here. Let's get this. Fuck you. I'm being really conservative with the sand people, because they pretty much one-hit KO you. You can use the lightsaber on them, and then your lightsaber is actually a one-shot kill on them, but they can kind of block your lightsaber with that weapon that they're carrying, so it's kind of awkward to try and kill them with the saber. I prefer to take them out with a gun. Alright, now there's a couple over here. Shoot them in the fucking face. Alright, there's the shield. So now we got 3. Whoops. Whoa. See what I mean? One little fuck up. I don't think that was a one-hit KO, but basically a 2-hit KO. Well, actually, you know what? I got the shield, so I can just fucking leave. Fuck you guys. Alright. Now we're gonna get one more shield up here. Sorry about that. Those slugs are kind of awkward to hit. Alright. So that's that. But I don't think... Yeah, I've actually never tried that before, to just exit the way you came, but you can't quite make that jump, so you gotta either sacrifice yourself or go all the way through to the exit. Alright. Fuck you. And I'm either gonna do... Well, I might die, actually. Things are looking pretty dire. Oh no, I'm right here at the exit. Okay. Alright, so now we have 4 shields. half of what we need. And the last two we're actually going to get, the last four, sorry, we're going to get in Mos Eisley. But that seems like a good place to stop part 1. I will see you in part 2.